Hey there, dear Salesforce developer. Today we are gonna talk about the Apex trigger before insert event and how to use it to automatically set a field value when a new record is created. Let's say we have a custom object called income in our Salesforce org and we want to set the status field to draft whenever a new income is created. To do this, we can create a trigger that runs before records are inserted. So let's start with the trigger code for set income status to draft. This trigger runs before new records are inserted into our custom object income and set the status field to draft for each record. The first line of this trigger declares the object and event that it is targeting. In this case, we are targeting the income object and the before insert event. The second line starts a for loop that will iterate through each record in the trigger new context variable. The trigger new variable contains a list of all the records that are being inserted, updated, or undeleted in the current transaction. Inside the for loop, we are simply setting the status field to each record to draft. Once the loop finishes, the trigger will complete and the records will be inserted into the database. It's worth noting that trigger in the Salesforce can have a significant impact on performance, especially if they are processing a large number of records. To avoid performance issues, it's important to write efficient code and to limit the number of records that a trigger operates on. You can use the limits class in Apex to check how close you are reacting in Salesforce governor limits, which are limits on amount of research such as CPU time or database queries that your codes can consume. Now let's move on the task code for our trigger. The task code is use the stats annotation to indicate that is a test class. The test income status method test income status method test whether the set income status to draft trigger sets the status field to draft for new records. The test method creates a new invoice record, insert it into the database, and then queries the database to retrieve the same record. The system assert equal method can checks that the status field of the retrieved record is equal to draft. If the assertion passes, the test method is considered successful. It's important to note that you should test all of your Apex code, including triggers, to ensure that it's working correctly. Salesforce requires a certain level of test coverage for your code before you can deploy it to production, especially over 70% test coverage is important. So it's crucial to write robust and truth-taught tests. In summary, the Apex trigger before insert event can be a powerful tool for automating process in Salesforce. By using a before insert trigger, you can modify record before they are inserted into the database and test your code to ensure it's functioning correctly. Remember to write efficient code and test truthfully, and you will be well on your way to becoming a Salesforce coding pro. I hope you enjoy my video and thanks for watching.